Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to The Odds Couple. Another week of football. Weekend.
Single on fish!
Single fish.
The way it should be.
Yes.
Single on fish.
Ready to mingle.
Well, welcome to The Odds Couple. We got everybody in the house today.
Yay!
How about that?
Yay!
All right.
Watch out.
Yay! It's looking good. We got a lot to get into. All the action coming up this weekend in both college football and the Shield. Lance Taylor's going to join us to talk about what he thinks are the good picks this weekend. We'll have our picks, 5 each. That's 20 picks a week, making you money. All you got to do is go to WinBet, WinBet Tennessee. Go to the app, win some money with us. That's what we're doing. We got that.
What else?
That's about it. That's what we're going to do. That's kind of what we do every week. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think of what else is spectacular on the show, but that's spectacular enough. I'm Rob Fisher, Lang Whitaker. Hello, Lang.
What's up?
Congratulations on your Braves. They're doing very well.
Whew. Yeah,
Hopefully by the time that people are watching this, the Braves have already punched their ticket to the World Series.
that's the hope.
That's the hope. That's the hope.
Doesn't it all live in the back of my brain that last year we had a 2-0 lead
Yeah, I
and
know,
a 3-1 lead
I
and
know,
blew it?
I
It's
know.
the same team.
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't it all?
It's all right.
Doesn't bother me
It's
at
all
all.
right. John Roser, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. The syndicate on the year, we are 91 and 69. Nice record.
What's the syndicate?
We're the syndicate.
Oh.
We're the syndicate. Yeah.
That sounds like an awesome wrestling tag team.
Yeah, we're the syndicate. Yeah, we really should be. We should. Yeah.
Good T-shirts, the
We
Syndicate.
could be. There's 4 of us. We could do Survivor Series.
We'd be aligned with Vince McMahon, it
Yeah,
sounds like.
absolutely. Best for business.
That's right, that's
What's
right.
best for business?
CJ Hurts, hello.
What's going on? The Syndicate could also be like a nemesis of Batman in Gotham City running
Yes.
around.
Yeah.
Like we could definitely
We
do
could team
that.
up with LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that.
What the hell was he wearing?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was that?
Best part of that video is Maggie Yang appearing.
Yeah.
in
Shout out
the
to
video.
Maggie.
Yeah.
Shout out Maggie. That's right. Lang, what did we learn this week, man?
I was dead wrong about a lot of stuff last week. That's what I learned. I thought I had a lot of stuff figured out, and I was just wrong about all of it. My ATMs, my broken ATMs all got fixed.
what the heck happened to Liberty?
Liberty lost.
Man.
To the
Lost?
awful Louisiana Monroe.
Second 30-point dog that's lost this year. The other was Minnesota.
30-point
Bowling
dog, and they
Green.
lost. Just
right.
brutal.
Yeah.
Iowa lost to Purdue. Like, there was – Georgia didn't cover the spread because friggin' Mark Stoops called a timeout with a second left to go from a 23 to a 17-point.
Lance is fired up about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, I am
Yeah.
too.
Can't
I
wait.
was like – they had look, the last drive of the game,
11 minutes.
11 minutes, 22 plays. No timeouts, letting the clock run, who cares? We're just using up the game. Second left, timeout. We got to get this last score.
Got to score.
I get you on a last score. They try to play with 5 seconds left and didn't score. Called a timeout to run another one. Yeah.
Got to keep the boosters happy. Boosters are happy because they covered.
And then if
because
they could
covered
have
the
just
spread.
gone for the 2, maybe they would have hit the over. But he decided apparently didn't have that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I honestly don't think the points. I don't think he knew what they were. They were
Wait till you hear from Lance.
I guarantee
I saw
he
Lance
knew what
tweeting
it
about it. I
was.
was liking all those tweets in the moment because I was watching the game too, and I had Georgia.
Yeah,
So-
I think Mark Stoops does know what the point spread is. I learned what I kind of already knew, and I hope everybody else learned it too, and that is when you don't really like the lines, just throw it on Alabama.
Yeah.
Because
Welcome to this
you
week.
got I had a 3-2 record last week thanks to Alabama first half, Alabama game, and Alabama over their team total. 3 wins right there. All you got to do, just go with Alabama, everybody. All you got to do.
Well, as I said on the show last week, if Alabama, their team total is in the 30s, take it every time.
Yes.
I mean, they've scored over 30 plus
Yes.
now, 32
And
straight
they-
games. But, boy, they raised it up this week a little bit.
Yeah, and so they did. I don't care. Tennessee's defense is awful. But the other thing, too, is the reason I was also on Alabama is now it was going into that game, the last 5 Alabama losses, their following game, Nick Saban has won by an average of 25 a game and covered by almost 12 points per game. So it just –
Yep.
And they won by 40. So, I mean,
I was on him too. I mean, you knew that was coming after.
Yeah,
that Texas
it's like, well, Mississippi State had a week off, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, that Rogers kid throws picks. Yeah, and Mississippi State did it again. They come out. I mean, the Memphis game, LSU game, and Bama, like they come out the beginning and they just shoot themselves in the foot. You know, like
the most honest man in America.
That's right,
Will Rogers.
That's right. CJ, what'd you learn this week?
Over in the NFL, I mean, if Derrick Henry keeps this up, come on, man. If he's not the MVP of the league, then just rename the MVP award the quarterback award and just keep it moving. Because Derrick Henry is a monster out there. That team without Derrick Henry is perfectly fine. They are not a playoff contending Super Bowl or deep playoff contending team, Super Bowl contending team without Derrick Henry. Over 780 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns already on the season. Good Lord. I don't know what more somebody not a quarterback has to do to be considered for the MVP award, but Derrick Henry is doing it all.
The weird thing to me watching that game was how little they used Julio Jones. Like, compared to when he was on the Falcons and they would target him 10, 15 times a game, like one of the passes bounced off somebody's head that he caught.
Yeah,
but I mean, they only threw to him like 3 or 4 times. It seemed like maybe they're pacing him, waiting until the later in the season.
He's not the best offensive weapon on the team anymore.
Yeah.
He's not the best offensive weapon on the field.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, he's one of the best offensive weapons in the league. So you think, and they gave up a lot for him. You would think try to use him a little more. I mean, he's almost the number 2 receiver behind Brown.
Behind A.J. Brown. Yeah, I mean, the other one I would say for if you're going that stance, like where would the team be without him? I mean, and it's because like it's all built around him, and that's Lamar Jackson with the Ravens. Yeah. It is. It's like if they didn't have him, where would they be? It's like, well, yeah, but the whole thing is built around Lamar's skill set. Like, so I mean, could you plug Lamar into what the Arizona Cardinals are doing or the Rams and be awesome? Like, and I don't know if they would be as successful as they have been because the offense is structured around Lamar, and then the other one is Rodgers. It's so absurd.
I think
some of the throws that guy makes are just
I think I'm buying into the Cardinals.
Screw the Cardinals.
I think I'm on board now.
I'm not.
Of course you're not.
Screw the Cardinals.
Oh,
we gave the Browns the blueprint and they still couldn't do it. We held them to 17 points. You got to keep Kyler in the pocket. Like he's short, so keep him in the pocket. Just keep him in the pocket. I mean, you got Myles Garrett.
You got to keep the sun from rising.
You got arguably the best defensive end in the entire league. Like,
it's hard though if you're the defensive end. You're trained, you're conditioned to go get the quarterback. And with Kyler, you're right, keep him in the pocket. But if you come in to try and get him, and he's able to dip his shoulder or spin out of there and get outside the pocket, that's ball game. It's a big play waiting to happen. Also, DeAndre Hopkins on the outside, along with Rondale Moore. Like that receiving core is so explosive.
Yeah, they just added
do
Ertz.
Such a good job. Just added Ertz. Hands are good. Route running good. They're fast. That's
Rondale
just
Moore's
tough.
fun. Rondale Moore's a fun player. No, and the thing that scares me with Kyler is it's because it happened last year. The Cardinals were good last year, and they had the Hail Murray against the Bills, but he is small. So it doesn't take much of a hit for him to get hurt, and that's what happened to him last year. Like once he took a shot, and he was struggled after that because the injury. So, that's always kind of worries me with the Cardinals.
Also learned, and I'm going to take a different stance than most people because everybody's kind of just sidestepping around it. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it: all Vols fans are terrible. All of them. I'm gonna just throw all of them. All of them. I even just tore my headphones out. All of them. They're all classless, terrible people. All of Vols fans.
Tennessee fans, it is very much in this area. It's very much like Dallas Cowboys-esque. Like when they're good or like sense that they might be good, like dude, they just start to like come out of the woodwork. Like they're just start popping up everywhere. They're like
cobras.
Yeah, well, what's the game where you hit the
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. They're like whack-a-mole. They just keep popping up everywhere. It's like, God, go away. And
You
they
got to
just
keep smacking them.
They just keep
and then they
coming
start
back.
throwing stuff
You gotta
at
throw
you.
mustard bottles
they
at
just,
them.
they just keep coming back up. The difference is that Tennessee is not back, and the Dallas Cowboys are awesome.
Yeah. It was a wild one in Knoxville last week with Ole Miss and Tennessee, as Ole Miss got the win, and a big win. I thought for Ole Miss to go on the road and do this, and just to they keep kind of backing up what they've been doing, and I thought that was a good win. And for the second week in a row, comes down to a nail biter, and all of a sudden Lane Kiffin's on his knees praying.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, which I found kind of amusing. But it was a big win for Lane and for the Rebels. And here is Coach Kiffin talking about the win over UT.
I don't know if I'm more excited that we found a way to win or I didn't get hit with the golf balls they were throwing at me. But no, really, our defense rose to the occasion. We did horrible on offense there, but not finish off. So great job. The quarterback battled with a ton of injuries around him. We had basically 4 starters didn't play on offense. So an electric crowd, credit to them. This is a great place and great fans.
There you go. Great fans, great people. Vol Nation.
That was Lane Kiffin?
Yeah.
That did not sound like Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I was him all fired up after the win.
Because he wasn't trolling people?
Yeah.
Why did it sound like that?
Him writing 31-26 on that golf ball is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Man. No, good win. They came out banged up.
The game took forever.
God, it took forever. So long. You would have thought the game was like 65 to 60.
It's because Ole
with how
Miss was
long it
flopping
took.
after every play and
Yeah.
trying to stop the clock.
Yeah, and Tennessee started doing it too. It was
Yeah.
just, I hate that crap.
I got to the point where
I didn't make it to the end.
the other games I was watching were done, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go to bed. Well, I'll just watch the last minute of this Tennessee game. 45 minutes later, it's still on. I was like, oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, this week they got LSU. Ole Miss 7-2 against the spread. Their last 9 against winning teams. LSU, 7 of their last 9 games have gone over. Ole Miss, 7 of their last 9 at home have gone over. The last 5 meetings between these two teams also have gone over. And the home team between these two teams, the last 8 meetings, the home team is 7-1 against the spread. Does not bode well for the LSU Tigers. But LSU, they got themselves a big win last week over Florida, just absolutely pounding Dan Mullen and sad Dan Mullen last week. Here's Ed Orgeron on his team being resilient.
Yeah, it's about the team. It ain't never going to be about me. I know I'm not going to blink. I'm not going to blink till the day I die. That ain't happening. And our team didn't blink. And you know what? I'm so proud of them. They've been to tell their kids, look, we're just going one game. We want to finish strong. Our backs against the wall. Let's fight. Let's figure out. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's choose to fight every day. And we took one step, but we still got a ways to go.
Still got a ways to go, but he's not going to be around for it.
So the weird part of that game was down the stretch, the announcers they knew what was happening, but they couldn't say it. And they were like, well, could be a heck of a way to go out if this is the end for Ed Orgeron, and what a way to end it if this is the end. And I was like, come on, like it won a title 2 years ago. And then a day later, they're like, oh, it's over, done.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, it's like word. It started to trickle out, and it's. I mean, this Florida should just. I mean, LSU. That freaking running back for LSU had more rushing yards in that game than he had the entire season. Like LSU hadn't been able to run the ball all year, and they just lined up and off tackle every play, just right up the gut at him. And
I
it's
think like 20 of their last 22 plays were runs.
Yeah, and
like while they were losing.
Florida 2-6 in their last 8 against
crazy.
Power 5 teams.
It's crazy hearing
Now, a
Mississippi
couple of those
State
are Bama.
fans saying,
Look at the top note I had written down. Florida 2-6, last 8, Power 5.
yeah, it's
brutal.
It's crazy hearing Mississippi State fans going, well, you're getting Dan Mullen. You're getting the Dan. And I'm like, wait a second. You people need to calm down a little bit, considering Dan Mullen did more for Mississippi State than any coach ever has. I mean, they were number 1 in the country. And I think Mississippi State would love to have Dan Mullen back right now.
Oh, yeah.
But not going well
They
for
might have
Dan
their chance
Mullen.
pretty soon.
Crazy, isn't it?
Because now Florida fans are the ones being like,
Right.
well, now we got this quarterback controversy.
And he won't make the switch to Richardson.
No.
Who clearly throws a better ball. Like Emory
Everything's better.
Yeah, Emory Jones
Yeah.
can't throw. And it's like, dude, and Anthony Richards talking about, like, he maybe transferring or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, what are you doing? Just start the kid. Like, who cares if Emory Jones goes somewhere else?
Right.
Like, you've got the better quarterback on the roster.
Yeah,
It's a mess.
Poor, sad Dan Mullen.
And he
Always
kept Todd
loved-
Grantham after last year.
Yeah.
And last year the defense was awful. They were giving up those 45 points to LSU and all that stuff. And
Right.
he brings Grantham back, who's not good and hasn't been good in a long time.
Yet keeps getting big jobs.
Yeah.
After big job, after big job, after big job. And then a couple of years in, you think, boy, Todd Grantham's not good.
He's got a lot of naked
I-
pictures of people. He's like
Must.
Mike Bobo is like, why can't I keep doing this? why can't I keep getting good jobs?
I had the Grantham experience at Georgia a couple
Yeah.
years ago. Like, we lived through this.
and Mike Bobo.
And Bobo.
Bobo. Yeah,
Yeah,
had
both
both.
of them.
I had him
yeah.
as a quarterback. That was even worse.
Yeah. Memphis Tigers bounced back and got a cover with a
Yeah.
big number against the Navy last week. And this week they got UCF. Now, Memphis, after losing 3 straight games, they got the win against Navy and they got the cover. And Ryan Silverfield said that his team battled through a little adversity.
We didn't see any guys over the last 3 weeks into the portal. We didn't see any guys tap out. We didn't see any guys quit. In fact, if anything, they grew closer during these moments of adversity. And I'm not sitting here to stand on a soapbox, but, man, those are life lessons that they learned. Is there's adversity is going to hit them every single day. And they're all going to see it, and they've seen it. But to be able to come together as a program, as a brotherhood, to find a way and to see it come to fruition, right, their hard work tonight. And it's just one example. And we're going to, guess what? We're going to have to hurry up and repeat it and do it again. But what this showed me, this is we talked about last year, the guys having perseverance and a little bit of grit. But I think we're seeing that with this group and in a different manner, but just proud because they believe. And the results of the last 3 weeks were exactly what we wanted to know, but the guys showed up tonight and just so proud of the way they continue to believe, continue to work, and they're excited for the next challenge.
Oh, and the next challenge is Friday Night Lights for the Memphis Tigers as they take on UCF. You see that number there at Memphis plus 1.5. It was 3.5 for UCF when it opened up. It's now, as of right this moment, UCF is an underdog in this game. Memphis is now favored by 1.5, which
I'm
is
staying away.
stunning to me.
Stay
I'm
away.
not. I'm
Yeah.
loading up
you're
on UCF.
You're in on UCF.
Wow.
Tigers have not covered on the road under Ryan Silverfield yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm staying away from it too. I'm with you, Lang. I don't know what to think. If like Dylan Gabriel not there, I don't know. I have not watched enough of UCF this year. I know they had the did Louisville come back and beat? No, they came back and beat Boise. UCF did at the beginning of the season. Louisville beat UCF. I don't know enough about it to have a wager on it. I hope Memphis plays well. They've had an extra day to prepare because you played Thursday. I thought the win over Navy was good for them, just not for the fact they needed a win, but they pretty much dominated Navy.
Navy was awful.
Navy's
awful.
one of the worst teams to watch.
But
the way
Navy
they
is-
come out and hand off
They had, like, their
every
top-
single
But
play.
Navy's been a thorn in Memphis' side.
They have been.
And Ryan
Bad.
Silverfield's beaten them twice now, and this one was, you could tell early, even when it was a close game, you could tell that
Before
Memphis
the game,
had the athletes.
when they said the Navy's top DB was out, you're like, all right, well, that doesn't help. And then as soon as you get down 7-0, whatever, that Navy's screwed. Like, they can't play from behind winning that thing. So
No,
handing off every single play. Their
But
first
it was still
drive, they go the distance, take up the whole first quarter.
That's a Navy team that only lost to SMU by 7, and Memphis, because of knowing their history, their struggles playing against Navy, to prepare for the triple option on 4 days, 3 days notice, and 4 days notice, whatever, and have a thoroughly dominant win was, they needed it. So that was good. We'll see, because it's a bigger test. UCF has much better players.
Yeah, they do. They have better athletes, better players. They got a bunch of big Florida kids. This is what they got. Memphis 0-8 against the spread. Their last 8 on the road. 0-8 against the spread. Their last 8 as a road dog. UCF's 20-2 straight up their last 22 games at home. Memphis, the last 7 meetings at UCF, they have failed to cover any of them. 0-7 against the spread. The home team in these last 14 meetings between these two teams is 13-1 against the spread. Love UCF.
even
this
with Gus
week.
Malzahn. You're getting on the Gus bus.
Even with the Gus bus.
All right.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, Lance Taylor joins us, get his thoughts on Coach O. I'm going to get his thoughts. I'm going to ask him because he was all over the Mark Stoops calling the timeout.
Yeah.
I want to ask him who had more money on their own game, Mark Stoops or Joe Milton?
Also ask him, like, what in the world got into Bo Nix all of a sudden?
Bo Nix!
Yeah, like, he's been awful. Now he's won back-to-back road games, and he's great all of a
Bo
sudden.
Nix being Bo Nix, man. All right, we'll take a break. This is The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
The Chris Vernon Show is brought to you by WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. WynnBET is bringing the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas to online sports betting. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. You can place bets on games on any major sport, including on NBA teams like your Memphis Grizzlies. Sign up today and use the promo code BET1WIN100, and after placing your first $1 wager, you'll receive $100 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
When you heard that you were getting traded to the Memphis Grizzlies, what went through your mind?
I will say the first thing that came back to mind was like, Zach Randolph punched me in the face. And some people might still be pretty pissed off about it. So we got some patchwork to do, mate.
Have you gone around town at all, and has anybody mentioned that to you?
Nah, not yet. I haven't had too much opportunity, though, to be fair.
The Chris Vernon Show, live daily on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss the newest Grind City Media podcast, Infield Fly, with me, Rob Fisher, along with Lang Whitaker and Keith Murphy. Comes out each Tuesday, and we'll have the latest on our favorite teams and yours. Regional and Superstation teams, the Cardinals, Braves, and Cubs. While going around the horn to check in on the rest of the league. Be sure to subscribe today at grindcitymedia.com, iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
It is 9:01 on the dot, and we are so excited to continue our Media Day coverage.
I feel like every year for Media Day, everyone always compares it to the first day of school. Did you have any first day of school jitters?
It's definitely a first day of school mentality, those butterflies in your stomach. But then it took a second to go, well, that's probably a good thing, right? You should always have a little bit of nervousness.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com. Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of The Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WynnBET.
Hey, it's time, Memphis. Well, it was time. We had the home opener.
Yeah.
Against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The next home game, join your next-gen Grizz, Saturday, October 30th at 7 p.m. as they battle Kyle Lowry and the Miami Heat. Arrive early to enjoy all the Grizzoween festivities.
You wearing a costume, Rob?
Don't I every game?
Halloween costume.
Oh. Plus, the first 10,000 fans will receive a Grizz face mask. Get Memphis and get your tickets today by calling 901-888-HOOP or clicking grizzlies.com. Yeah, probably not.
No?
Probably won't wear a costume. No.
I got some ideas.
Do you do?
Yeah.
All right.
CJ, I heard him talking about his costume.
Oh, CJ always is. Yeah. This is his holiday.
I'm gonna dress like Roser.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do it. Wear shorts.
Get a Kanye long sleeve shirt and some shorts.
I've got a couple of them if you need to borrow one. I've got quite a few. I've got about 7 or 8 of them.
Hey, you got to get the hog head too.
The hog hat?
And
yeah,
the hog
I got
hat.
the hog hat. Yeah. Well, that's a bad time to be wearing that. It's
yeah.
I think Arkansas was tired. They played Texas A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss.
They were 4-0. Now they're 0-3 in the last.
Yeah,
3.
I think they're getting worn down. They need this week. They need this week off. They have. I think they have a week off.
No, they play UPBA or somebody.
Okay,
Pine
so they
Bluff.
have a week off.
Yeah.
So they have a week off. Yeah, they need this week off. I should have seen that Auburn thing coming. You could see that.
But
coming.
Auburn's so bad. They've been so bad all year. Like, I thought there's no way Auburn's like Arkansas's good. At the worst, they're good, right?
Yeah,
like
I think Auburn's good though too.
no, Auburn's terrible. Georgia crushed them.
Well, Georgia's awesome.
I know, but Auburn put up zero resistance in that game. Like, they were terrible in that game. And they're on the road. Bo Nix is terrible on the road.
But wasn't Auburn
You
pretty
can't
good against Penn
judge
State?
every team by how they play
No,
against
but Penn
Georgia.
State's not good either. Like, I mean, Penn State's okay.
Penn State's a good team.
And Auburn barely, it was like tied the whole game. Like,
Yeah, but
it
Penn
wasn't
State's
much of a
good.
game.
Like,
It
you
was at
can't-
Penn State.
You
Auburn
can't
lost.
compare. You can't compare every
Okay.
team to Georgia
I'm
and
not.
Alabama.
I'm comparing them to Penn State.
Well,
They
no,
lost to Penn State.
And Penn State's good though. Like it's not
Okay.
a bad thing to lose. Just because you lose to a good team on the road doesn't mean you're not a good team.
So you don't want me to
also.
compare them to Penn State? Who
You
you're
can't
saying compare them to
them
teams they didn't play
but you-
against?
but
Like, I
you
don't
can't-
understand this.
But you can compare them to Penn State.
Yeah.
But saying they're not good
They're
because
not.
they went on the road and lost to a good team does not make them a bad team.
I think Arkansas is what they're a decent team.
I feel like I'm arguing with Kyrie Irving here. Like,
I don't think they're.
I don't understand.
I think Arkansas is really good.
I don't know
think
how
they're really
you can
bad.
say Auburn's bad.
They're bad
Why?
because they're not good.
Why?
Who have they beaten?
Again,
Who have they beaten?
why
Who have
are
they
they
beaten?
bad?
Okay.
There's a good win over Arkansas.
Who else?
Who else have they played?
Yeah.
They had the bad performance against what was it? The Georgia State. They that was rough.
Georgia
That's when they
State.
had to bench Bo Nix.
They lost
yeah.
to Georgia. We can't talk about that game, apparently.
Well, I mean, everybody gets their
lost
ass
Penn
kicked to
State.
Georgia.
Okay, they lost to Penn State. We can't talk about that game, apparently. Like, I don't understand who else.
I didn't think they were that bad against Georgia. I just think Georgia's that much better than them. Like I didn't think they were bad. They
the
did.
SEC is not flat.
They
Where is
did. They did what you had to do. They went for it a bunch of times on fourth down, which you're going to have to do. They could have kicked more field goals and had more points, but they elected to go for it and go for touchdowns, like because they knew you're going to have to do that if you're going to beat Georgia. You're not going to beat Georgia kicking field goals.
Right.
By the way, just a little. Did you get a hold of Lance? You did. Okay, great. We'll get to him in a second. First, I want to hear from Ed Orgeron. He's out. He's out as the.
Why are
LSU
we
head
hearing
coach.
from this guy again?
Because he said this is the last time we get to hear from him.
No, he's there all year.
He's
Well,
there
I
the rest
know,
of the
but-
season.
But this is the last season we
To
get to
hear
hear
more
from
of
Ed
this
They
Orgeron.
play Ole Miss
crap.
this week. That's a big game.
That's right. And it is a big game against Ole Miss. Here is Coach O talking about being done at LSU.
Over the last 2 years hasn't been the standard of LSU. So when he came and talked to me after the Kentucky game, I knew that it was time. And I understand that. I understand the expectations of LSU. And I invited myself, and we did not meet him the last 2 years. I'm honored that I got to be the head coach at LSU. I love this team. I love being with these guys. I love LSU. And the day I leave here, I'm going to do everything I can every day. But I'm always going to appreciate my time here. I have no regrets. Not one day. I was not going to have a bad day. I'm not going to blink. I told you guys that. You know, the circumstances that we haven't won enough games in the last 2 years, I totally get it.
And do you plan on coaching next year?
No.
No.
Do you know how big of a horn dog you got to be to hit on a pregnant woman? Like at a gas station? And at a gas station? You hit on a pregnant woman at a gas station?
Just to hit on a woman, period, at a gas station.
Yeah,
that's
like
a
that
pretty
is-
big horn dog move, Rosa.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Hey, beautiful, smile, smile. What you frowning
Yeah.
for? Smile. It's a beautiful day. You got a man? Your man let you have friends? We can be friends.
Luscious pregnant belly right there you got on your mom. You look beautiful in your current state.
During that audio clip, I was
Can I
thinking,
get your number?
I was thinking, I wonder if these guys saw that little tidbit in the Athletic story that alleged that Orgeron was hitting on a pregnant woman at a gas station.
Apparently.
I was thinking maybe I'll bring it up during the commercial break, something like that.
Oh, no.
Rosa.
Lance Taylor. True or false? You have hit on a pregnant woman that was not the woman that was bearing your children.
Roser, I'm going to walk outside because my 18-year-old daughter is in my presence. I'm freaked out. Some of your listeners are going to get pissed off about this, but I'm not like pregnant women. I give them all the credit in the world. It is awesome what they do for us because as men, we couldn't handle being pregnant. But I just playground shut down for 9 months for me. I don't get it. And to hit on a rando at a gas pump that is pregnant, that is next level, dude. That is. Yeah, I can't imagine if he would have been Tom Hanks in Castaway when he got home after 5 years. I mean, he's running down anything that's walking.
Back to Memphis.
Yeah.
No kidding. Lance Taylor joining us. You can hear him each weekday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Next Round Live. He's on Twitter at the Lance Taylor, and you can get his picks every day at lanceslock.com.
And does not hit on pregnant women at gas stations.
Hit on rando pregnant women at gas stations. Lance, I've been waiting all week to talk to you. I want to ask you, who had more money on their own game, Mark Stoops or Joe Milton?
Well, I think Milton was just, in just kind of deer in headlights in that situation. Mark Stoops, I'm telling you.
Here we go.
And I feel really safe. This is not even speculation. I am 100% sure he knows what the number is. You guys watched that 22-play drive where they were taking their time. There was no tempo at all. Didn't use any timeouts. And what killed me was on the first down, they fumbled, and Georgia had a clear recovery.
Yep.
Nobody even talked about it. They just went to second down, ran another play, got stonewalled, and he decided to take a timeout with 6 seconds left. And then he had that grin on his face after they scored to still lose 30-13. I am just completely blown away. And it wasn't an isolated situation. I go back 2 years ago against Eastern Michigan where they're up 14 and they're throwing the football with under a minute to go to score to cover. This guy knows what the point spread is.
I knew this wasn't the first time that Mark Stoops has done this, and I was upset that they didn't go for 2 to cut it to 15 and to hit the over. So apparently he didn't have the over. He just had Kentucky.
Yeah.
Or at least he knew what it was.
You guys, and people got pissed off at me, and I've still got, listeners and viewers of the show that are like, you're just bitter. Well, yeah, I'm bitter because I had Georgia minus points, and I felt like I should have gotten the cover. But at the same time, you can't tell me this is like building confidence for our offense to be able to score against that Georgia defense there late. That is a ridiculous argument. I understand going out and running your regular offense, but once you get stonewalled, you don't take a timeout with 6 seconds left. Imagine if Chris Rodriguez or Will Levis or somebody blows a knee on that play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, wanted to mention this about Lance. Last week, you provided the nugget that we all heard for the first time about Purdue and their success against the number 1 and 2 teams in the country. Now, we've heard that nugget all week after Purdue got that victory, but I'm going to go ahead and say you called it, Lance.
I did. That was a big play for us. We had 2 big plays. We had Utah later that night against Arizona State. It didn't look good in the first half. I'll tell you, Cameron Rising has got Utah right now the best team in the Pac-12, in my opinion. But back to Purdue, we knew Iowa's offense was garbage. I didn't know they were that bad. Purdue's got a pretty good defense, but I give Purdue a lot of credit. They were ready. They went into a pretty hostile environment that was kind of flat. David Bell was probably the best player on the field, the wide receiver for Purdue. But from wire to wire, that wasn't even a game. They dominated. And I think it shows you Iowa was a fraud. They should have lost the week before to Penn State. If Sean Clifford doesn't go out, they lose that game. But, yeah, that was an easy win for Purdue.
I did something really stupid last week. I did an 8-team straight-up parlay. And
that's stupid.
Yeah, and what's really stupid is...
Me too. I know where you're going with this.
The only one I missed was Liberty.
Oh, mine was Florida.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Liberty was a 31-point favorite over... Who? Louisiana Monroe?
Yep.
And lost?
Shout out
you know
to
what
Terry
blows me
Bowden.
away is I used to book back in the day, back when I was an undergrad at the University of Alabama. I feel really safe and secure admitting this because it's been decades ago. But the funny thing is, guys, if you guys picked 8 games, you can't go 7-1. But we would have people that would play these parlays, and they play 10-teamers, and we pay 150 to 1, and every other week somebody would hit a $10 150 to 1 parlay. And you're like, my God, you got to pay somebody $1,500. Risk versus reward. Is their $10 really worth $1,500? But, just betting straight up, it's impossible to go 7-1 or 9-1. But people that can hit these parlays, it blows me away.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, I didn't. So. Lance, what are we looking at this week? Tennessee and Alabama. Tennessee coming off a tough one last week, and now they got to go to Tuscaloosa. This is not.
This is going to be a freaking bloodbath.
Yeah, if it, Roser, if they want it to be a bloodbath, it will, and I kind of get that feeling. It just seems like Milton's going to get this start, and you look at Alabama. A lot of people don't realize they lead the SEC in the 4th nationally in 45 points per game. It's really the scoring average isn't much out from that elite offense that we saw last year. And I do think in this situation they can name their score. So, you know, we're almost to the point now. Alabama has won 14 consecutive games against Tennessee, all of the 14 by double digits except for 2. They have completely dominated this series. And I don't think it's going to be anytime soon that Josh Heupel or whoever the coach is at Tennessee is going to beat this Alabama program. And just imagine in the next few years we're going to be turning on a broadcast where you've got players on the Tennessee roster that weren't alive the last time Tennessee beat Alabama. I mean, this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I think it's I know the numbers come down quite a bit. Like it opened at 29 and it's come down to like 25, 26, like it's around there. I mean, I don't know. I think Alabama's scoring 50, 60.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I think they'll score 50 or 60. Like I don't see how.
Does Tennessee score
Milton's-
21?
Dude, Joe Milton sucks.
Joe Milton.
I mean, he's bad.
Well, we talked about it last week. If Joe Milton didn't play against Pitt, Tennessee probably wins that game because of how many touchdowns he missed.
That I mean, I just don't. If that kid plays, like I don't know how Tennessee is gonna. I mean, this score could be like 56-15 or 5 field goals for Tennessee. I don't.
I could see some defensive, maybe, short fields at least, maybe a defensive score or 2. You got Jamison Williams now returning kicks. Not that Tennessee's going to be kicking off a lot. But you look at Alabama, 0 sacks against that A&M porous offensive line. Will Anderson came out, was really motivated, called out his teammates, in the middle of the week last week. He goes out and has 4 sacks alone. They had 7 sacks against Mississippi State. If Milton starts, I think it's probably 6 or 7 sacks again for that Alabama defense.
No, and I think they woke up last. I think Bama woke up last week. Like it was a little shaky to start because Mississippi State drove down on them the first couple, and then they got turnovers. Mississippi State seems to love turning the ball over early in games. They did it against LSU also on 2 early drives. But then once it all settled in, and the Rogers kid got banged up. It was just curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but the Alabama team that I saw completely focused, playing a complete game, that team can not only play with Georgia, that team can beat Georgia.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think you pick Bama until Georgia shows you they can beat them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's still that in the back of the head. Hey, we can't beat this team. We can't win a national championship. So, I fully expect Alabama to run the table. Georgia's not going to lose. I think we're going to get that SEC championship matchup. I've talked to different Vegas line guys that they believe Georgia's going to be favored. I will stick with it. I think Alabama's going to be a short favorite, probably -2 or 3 in that game. I think Alabama beats Georgia. I'm not saying Alabama wins the national championship, but I think in that one-game matchup, Alabama wins. Both Alabama and Georgia get into a college football playoff.
Well, because Alabama will need to win it to make the playoff, probably. Because the 2-loss Bama team's not going to. The 2 losses is going to be tough. So, whereas Georgia will not need it as badly because Georgia's going to. If Georgia runs the table,
it comes down to JT Daniels if he's healthy.
Yeah. JT Daniels, he does make the difference, yeah.
For what it's worth, Stetson Bennett has the highest quarterback rating in the SEC right now. He just doesn't have enough
I was about
plays.
to say, guys, I think we're sleeping on Stetson a little bit. He is getting better. Look, he is far from an elite quarterback, but he's night and day from what he was in 2020. And I think there is a little bit of, I call it a dilemma for Kirby Smart once JT is healthy, who you go with, because the team has really responded to Stetson Bennett. With all that said, Alabama, Georgia on the same field, Bryce Young is an elite quarterback, and that could be the difference.
I got the same response from all 3 of these guys, from CJ, Roser, and Lang this week when I asked them to send me picks. Nobody likes any games this week, so help us out. What do we like around the country?
Well, I will tell you guys to watch out, and I've told viewers and listeners this all week long, and it started last night. We gave out our free play was Appalachian State catching 4.5 against Coastal Carolina undefeated. I said, as bad as this slate looks on paper, what you're going to get, it's going to be a bloody Saturday. You're going to get unranked team beating ranked team. We started on Wednesday night with Coastal going down. There are still 9 opportunities for this to happen. I'll quickly run through them. Army over Wake, Wisconsin over Purdue, UCLA over Oregon, Iowa State over Oklahoma State, Clemson over Pitt, Air Force over San Diego State, La Tech over Texas San Antonio, USC over Notre Dame, and Miami over NC State. Those are all possibilities. With that said, favorite game of the day, Iowa State in Ames, 15th best rushing defense in college football. They've only given up 4 rushing touchdowns all week. We saw Jaylen Warren take over the game for the Cowboys last week against the Longhorns. I think they shut Jaylen Warren down. Spencer Sanders not a good enough quarterback to beat that defense. I think Iowa State laying 7 wins this game by double digits.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
It is that time of the year where Iowa State looks like a top 10 team.
That's right. Yeah.
Whether they reel off or they don't lose for like 2 months. It's that time of the year. They're always shaky to start the year, and then about this time of the year, they don't lose anymore.
And Oklahoma State gives us one of these a year.
Yeah, they do.
Where they just fall apart for some reason against some unranked team.
It's crazy, though, the last 2 years that the Mike Gundy's team they've kind of held their hats on defense, which is not something you're used to seeing from his teams.
There are 2 huge lines in the NFL this week, and I love them both. I love the Rams against the Lions, and I love the Cardinals against the Texans this week. But to see a line at 17 and a half, 18.
Jared Goff revenge game.
Ooh,
Jared Goff revenge game. Mm-hmm. And his coach called him out.
Yeah, Dan Campbell did call him out. And I've got 2 really good friends that are Detroit Lions fans, believe that. I don't know any other Rams fans. Like, I'm the only Rams fan I know, but I know 2 Detroit Lions fans. And one of them texted me on Saturday or Sunday, and he said, I didn't realize how bad Goff was. And I shot back with, I think it shows you how good Sean McVay is. Sean McVay won 2 NFC West titles with Goff and went to a Super Bowl with Goff. But this guy also called Goff, not only awfully, called him a coward. That's pretty bad when you're called a coward. And then your coach calls you out after that. I think Sean McVay will go easy. And being a Rams guy, I haven't missed a snap this year. They just haven't played 60 minutes yet. And so, I think with that big number, I could see Detroit backdoor that. I don't think the Rams lose that game, although the Rams lost to the Jets last year. So anything's possible at SoFi, by the way. I think the Rams win the game. I don't know if they cover. I do agree with you on Arizona. I think Arizona is kind of like the Georgia of the NFL right now. They've got a point to prove, and they are trying to murder people right now. So I would definitely lay the points against Houston.
Is there another NFL game stands out this week?
Not really. You guys, as much as you hate college, and it seems like every NFL game I give you, I change my mind on Sunday and I don't play it. Like, I love Cleveland when I talked to you guys last week, but by Sunday I didn't play that game. And then Cleveland got murdered by Arizona. So I'm a little gun-shy right now, but I'll play the Cardinals with you guys.
All right, cool. Well, I'll go along with that. And folks can get your picks every single day. LancesLock.com, and just $3 a day.
Yeah, we've got everything on board. We've got the NBA, which I can't believe they're already watching minutes, and, we're getting guys sitting and stuff, which is really confusing. But we've got NBA, we've got the Major League Baseball playoffs, NFL, college football sides, totals, everything's $90. We give you a free play each and every day. I mentioned we gave you Appy State last night, a free winner. You can monitor us, jump on board. Great Christmas present, LancesLock.com.
Sounds great. Lance, enjoy the action this week. Thank you as always, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Good luck, fellas.
All right. Thank you. Lance Taylor joining us from Birmingham, co-host of Next Round Live, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays. This weekend it is Tennessee getting Alabama. And they are going to get Alabama on Saturday. Josh Heupel talks about facing the Crimson Tide.
Josh Heupel. That ball game's huge to the fan base and to our players, right? On both sides of it. You come to Tennessee to play in games like that. This fan base loves football. They breathe it 365 days out of the year, man. If it's recruiting, they care about recruiting. If it's spring ball, they care about what's going on the field. That's the challenge for us moving forward. But it's not about just one game this fall as we move forward, right? Our players understand that we're only as good as our next performance, right? And for us as a coaching staff and players, we have to take a one-day approach at it. And that means we can control today. We can't control 3 months from now. We can control today. If we take care of today and follow that up consistently, we're going to put ourselves in the best position to get where we want to go long term.
Oh my God! You do not go to Tennessee to play in games like this. Now you go to Tennessee to lose in games like this. Yeah. You go to Alabama to play in games like this.
The picture of Josh Heupel that was up there. He kind of looks like Paul Bearer. Remember the Undertaker's manager?
Yeah, to Tennessee.
I mean, it's an apt comparison for what's going to happen when they play Alabama.
Yeah, it's going to be
to Tennessee, it's Alabama week. To Alabama, it's
whoever we play this week. Yeah.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Alabama 12-4 against the spread their last 16, 9-0 against the spread their last 9 at home.
Roll Tide.
They've won 32 straight against the SEC East, going 20-12 against the spread. Tennessee, meanwhile, that's a crazy number, isn't it? 32 straight against the East, and 16 of those are Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee 2-7 against the spread. Their last 9 as an underdog. Tennessee, 9 of their last 13 games on the road have gone under. Head-to-head, Alabama's covered 8 of the last 11. In the last 14 meetings, Tennessee has scored 177 points. That is 12.6 per game.
Do they go over or under 12.6? Their team total is 21 at WinBet.
Oh, under. I'll go under 21.
Yeah. Money. I'd take under 2.
WinBet. Go to WinBet. They give people money. There it is.
WinBet.
Take the under 21.
WinBet.
A couple of other SEC games. You got Mississippi State at Vanderbilt. That's
Who cares?
CJ's game of the week.
We don't need to hear. We don't need to hear trends on that, Fish.
Nope,
please.
you need to.
No, God,
give it to me, Fish.
Vanderbilt 1-8 against the spread. Their last 9 at home, and State has covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams. And then you have Texas A&M 21-point favorite against South Carolina. Head-to-head, the last 5 meetings have gone under. There you go.
Who's South Carolina playing?
Texas A&M. Take the under.
Don't care about that game.
Yeah, but take Texas A&M. South Carolina is almost as bad.
For what
South Carolina is bad.
Vanderbilt's gotten incrementally better as this season's gone along. I mean, they're still terrible.
It's finally paying off that their coach took the names off the jerseys.
Now you can put the first letter of the name on the jersey or something like that. They're a tiny bit better. And I feel like
the first name initial on the back.
They're covering. They've covered some games.
1 of the last 8 or something, whatever you said. But
that's 1. Baby steps. That's 1.
I don't know. I think they're a little bit better.
I didn't know how they lost last week. I looked away from the screen for a minute and looked back, and I was like, what happened? How'd they just lose this game? They had the lead against a bad South Carolina team.
But they're in these games. I think South Carolina is not awful. I think they're okay. And for Vanderbilt to be in the game most of the game, I was like, oh, it's not bad.
Auburn's bad, but South Carolina's not. What are we talking about here? What is
worse
this?
than bad, right?
Awful's worse than bad.
Yeah.
No, you said they're okay. Okay is better than bad. So
I said they're not awful.
And then you said they're okay. You think South Carolina's better than Auburn? My God. Can we go to break?
We'll take a break. We'll come back.
Those
we'll
are
talk.
too many energy drinks.
We'll talk some
I
Shield.
enough.
Not enough. We'll talk some Shield, and we'll have our picks for the week. That's next here on The Odds Couple.
The Chris Vernon Show is brought to you by WinBet, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. WinBet is bringing the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas to online sports betting. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. You can place bets on games on any major sport, including on NBA teams like your Memphis Grizzlies. Sign up today and use the promo code BET1WIN100, and after placing your first $1 wager, you'll receive $100 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. Betting is a team sport. Join the WinBet team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
What are your favorite kind of basketball speeches that just are stuck in your mind? It doesn't have to be Hall of Fame. It can be any type of speech from a basketball player.
I mean, Hall of Fame for me, Michael Jordan's the end-all be-all because not only was it a great speech and he was pretty petty and mean and it was memorable, but he cried and we got the crying Jordan meme.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Come on, Vern.
Look,
we on the Vern show.
Yeah, you have
Vern, why your fit look like you're supposed to be in a garage right now fixing up some tools or something?
Look at this. That's a Deion Sanders throwback.
Man,
how dare you?
You look like you put that on to eat. My goodness.
How dare you?
The Chris Vernon Show, live daily on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You could be mad at me like, oh, no, you ain't tried my biscuit. I don't care about your biscuit because these flaky biscuits, next level.
My Nana's biscuits were the flakiest, most perfect biscuits, and I have the recipe, and I have yet to be able to recreate those biscuits. And every time I try, I fail, and it makes me so sad because will I ever have a biscuit that tastes as good as the biscuits I grew up on? Probably not.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com.
Get ready for Lil Baby. It's your boy Lil Baby. Live at the FedEx Forum, Friday, October 29th. Lil Baby and Friends with Gunna. 10 out of 10, niggas know I was going. And Moosey. She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away with 42 Doug. Lil Baby and Friends. Friday, October 29th. FedEx Forum. Tickets available at the box office and Ticketmaster.
Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WinBet.
Back, everybody. This is the Odds Couple. Want to remind everyone, Grizz Nation, Tiger Nation, proof of a negative COVID test or vaccination is needed to attend Grizzlies and Tigers games at FedEx Forum. The Grizzlies and FedEx Forum have partnered with Clear Health Pass to provide easy proof of COVID-related health insights for faster entry and to create a safer experience for all to enjoy the game. Download the Clear app, sign up today, it just takes minutes. And for more information on all health and safety protocols, visit FedExForum.com. Very simple to do. Make sure you do that. It'll be much easier to get into the building. Welcome back to the Odds Couple. Shield week this week. The Arizona Cardinals. I'm believing in the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is believing in the Arizona Cardinals, and he proved it again to you people last week against the Browns. Here's Kyler.
I think we were excited. Like I said, the odds kind of seem stacked against us. It's pretty much for us, it was just an opportunity to come out here and prove ourselves again. Against a good team, people try to make this more than what it was, but at the end of the day, we came out here and handled what we needed to handle. But like I said, it's a great team over there. We prepared well for them. It's on us to give them our best.
There you go. Arizona 17.5-point favorite against Houston. The Cardinals have covered 4 straight games.
Free poo shiesty.
I said that I didn't. Last week I said I didn't believe in the Cardinals because of their coach,
right,
Kingsbury. Then he got COVID. They played without him. they
played really well.
Yeah, so maybe it doesn't matter as much as we thought.
And they got the Texans this week, and the Texans are an absolute mess right
now.
I also made a bet last week, which was a bad bet, that there would be a touchdown scored by every team in the NFL on the weekend. Not so much. I think the early games, there were like 4 games that didn't have a touchdown, including the Houston Texans, of course, being one of them. Again, not scoring a touchdown. Baltimore's taking on Cincinnati this week. Ravens are a 6.5-point favorite. Bengals have covered 5 of the last 7 played in Baltimore. The road team in this series, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings as well. And Kansas City in Nashville to take on the Titans. Kansas City, a 4.5-point favorite. People think Kansas City just found it last week against Washington, even though it took them till the second half till they actually did anything. Against Washington, they're not very good.
No.
Mr. Very Good Meter, what do you think of Washington, Lang?
Yeah.
Well, the problem with Washington is their quarterback, Tyler Heineken. Like, that guy, he'll make some great plays, and then he makes some awful plays, and he reminds you why he's Tyler Heineke. So, like, if they could upgrade the quarterback position, I would believe in them a little bit, but he's just so inconsistent.
Yeah, Kansas City 4.5-point favorite against the Titans. Titans have covered 4 of the last 5 against the Chiefs. All right, time for our picks. I'll go ahead and get us started with Fish's 5 this week. UMass, I'm taking UMass under every week.
Okay.
And this week it's Florida State.
What's the number,
60.5. Yeah. Florida State, 4 of their last 5 have been under, and UMass, they go under every week because they can't do anything. Love.
I don't know why that was so funny to me.
They can't do anything.
They can't. Love UTSA, 6-point favorite against La Tech. They're 4-0 against the spread after allowing less than 20 points in the previous game. There's my big nugget on that one.
Oh, my gosh.
NC State, 3-point favorite at Miami. NC State 5-1 against ACC opponents in their last 6. Miami has covered just one time in their last 8 at home. And then I'm taking the 2 big numbers in the NFL. Rams minus 15 against the Lions. Rams have covered 5 of the last 7 against Detroit. And I'm taking the Cardinals minus the 17.5 against the Texans. Name your score, Kyler Murray. Cardinals will blast Houston. And it's the Jared Goff revenge game just ain't going to work out very well for him.
And if you thought that was a lot of chalk, just wait till we get to my picks.
Oh, all right. Lang?
Well, I didn't like any of those college games we talked about.
Right.
So I had to pick some weird ones here. So give me 23.5 against Michigan. I'll take it with Northwestern. Ole Miss, I think LSU is just done. I know they beat Florida, but they're such a weird team, and I think Ole Miss can score.
They're going to do it for the coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the Rebels or the Land Sharks or whatever they are now.
Land Shark,
yeah. Tennessee, Alabama. I'm just taking the over. Alabama's going to score 40-something at least. Maybe Tennessee gets you 14 points in there.
That 40 and 14 would not get you to 67, by the way.
Yeah, well, they'll get there. I'm also going to take the over on Oklahoma and Kansas just because Oklahoma's going to score 70 points against Kansas probably. And then I actually picked this game before all this Tua stuff came out again about maybe getting traded or they might be trading for Deshaun Watson. So I'll take the Falcons here.
Falcons.
I'm with you.
They beat the Jets 2 weeks ago, and
I
now
know.
they get Calvin Ridley back.
So they're good against bad teams.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are a bad team, and Tua is not good.
I think the Falcons are trending the right way.
Yeah.
2 points
Man,
isn't that much.
Amazing how I got killed when I told everybody Mac Jones was better than Tua. Turns out I'm right about that.
Yeah, and I kind of told everybody from the beginning that Tua's going to get hurt.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
You
so,
did.
Yeah.
We agreed on that one.
Yeah. And look at him now.
Yeah.
All right, CJ, you're up.
Robbie Weaver, our director, wants you to know, Lang, that you must think Alabama's going to score all 67 of the points necessary because he's a Tennessee fan. He doesn't think Tennessee can score against Alabama. I will get things started with Cincinnati. Navy had Memphis in the first quarter or 2, and then after that interception return for a touchdown gets called back. The pass touchdown gets called back. They go down 2 scores. They're not built to come back from 2 scores down.
Maybe got screwed on those calls too.
Yeah,
my gosh,
rough.
those were so bad.
Not to keep going back to that game, but if it's a 14-14 game, well, okay, Navy's controlling the clock, and they've got it right where they want them. They got a close game coming up. Navy could have pulled something out. They did in Memphis 1, great for the Tigers. Navy's not even going to get close against Cincinnati. That's a different class of athlete altogether this year. So give me Cincinnati. They get up early, and then they just run away with it late. Oregon is underdogs to UCLA. I don't like that at all. It'll be great to see these 2 rushing matchups or these 2 run offenses face off against one another. I think Oregon's got too much against UCLA. They get the job done there. And then in the NFL, I don't know.
You've made a nice comeback in the NFL.
I have. I'm 1 game over 500 finally. Last week was good. I was perfect on my NFL picks last week. Let's see what my notebook. Workplace slay, people. Always remember to slay. My notebook says Ravens haven't covered the spread when favored by 6.5 points or more so far this season. They are 6-point favorites on WinBet, so I will take the Ravens there. The Packers minus 9.5. It's Washington. I think Aaron Rodgers and that team can manhandle Washington. Like you said, Heineke or what's his name? Heineken. Whatever his name is not a good quarterback. So that Washington is in a lot of trouble. And then the Chiefs 4.5. I've seen that line as high as 7 other places. But WinBet, they giving money away. They got them at 4.5 against the Titans. I think the Titans are due for an emotional letdown after that big win against Buffalo.
I like the Cincinnati pick. I also, if you want, I would parlay that with the under in that game because I don't think Navy can score against Cincinnati. I think you could be looking at like a 41-0 game in there. And I think the total's like 53-54. So, I could see that too. All right, here's some chalk for you. I hate the lines. We're going to go with Ohio State and Alabama this week. We're going to I got Ohio State at minus 18 on Sunday because I knew this line was going up. Now, it's 19 right there when I sent it in. It's at 20.5 or 21, depending on where you get it. It's 20.5. at WinBet. I'm rolling with Ohio State. I know the numbers against Indiana. They've covered like 2 of their last 10 against Indiana. I don't give a crap. Because one of those that I won a ton of money.
Are you saying all this trend stuff is...
So one of them that I won a ton of money on was 2 years ago when
two games.
when the last time they played at Indiana, and they just went out there and beat the hell out of them. I'm also going to take Ohio State minus 11.5 in the first half again. I got this at 10. It's now 12.5 at places.
I'm calling BS on this. This is like cutting a steak into 17 tiny little pieces and saying you got 28 steaks for people.
So I'm rolling Ohio State first half.
Come on.
And we're taking Ohio State.
We need 5 games.
Then we're taking Ohio State team total over 40.5 points. Ohio State's got the best offense in the country. I don't know if anybody notices this. Even in that Oregon game, they scored 28 points. They had over 600 yards of offense. They drove the field. They just had some turnovers in the red zone. So to me, they're going to score in the 40s or 50s. It happens. So, and then we're going to go Alabama minus the 14 in the first half against Tennessee, and we're going to take the over 46 Alabama team total. That's what we're going to go with the 5 picks. We're going Alabama and Ohio State.
Roser just went to the McDonald's drive-thru and got the 20 nugget box and said, hey, I got 20 tiny chicken sandwiches for everybody.
Well, I mean, it could be a lot. It could be a lot more than that if you put a lot of money on it. And then we've got the teaser. The Roll with Roser teaser, 3-team teaser.
3-teamer.
3-teamer. Right. This pays out
is it
even
all
money.
Alabama?
Pays out even money. I tried. They wouldn't let me tease
Alabama,
everything on
Ohio
there.
State.
Yeah, I was trying to get the Bama first half down to 7, the team total down to like 40, and they wouldn't let me do it. So we're going to go the NFL teaser, 7-point teaser, 3 teams, pays out even money. Green Bay, we're going to make them minus 2.5 against Washington. We'll make the Raiders plus 4 against the Eagles.
Spicy with the Niners.
And we will take the 49ers can't beat anybody by double digits. Dude, we couldn't beat the Lions by double digits. We were up like 30 against them and still couldn't win against the Lions by double digits. So we'll take the Colts on Sunday Night Football plus 11 against the Niners. That's a 3-team, 7-point teaser. Pays out even money, all at WinBet.
Roll with Roser.
Yeah,
all right.
That's the teaser.
Well, there you have it. We all kind of hate the games this week, so that was a good show.
Yeah,
we appreciate
Saturday.
I actually, my favorite of the picks of all of us, I like the Cincinnati. I think that was a good one.
I liked Lance's Iowa State.
Yeah, that could be a good one too.
Frankly, I like all of mine.
Okay.
NC State against Miami, I think, is my favorite.
That's a good one.
That's gotten you 19 and 21 this year.
Hey, you know what? We don't need to be public until it's better.
But the syndicate overall is doing well. Hey, look, it may not work. I think I've had 1 week I went 2 and 3. Every other week I've been 4 and 1, 5 and 3 and 2. So I could be due for the under 500 week, but I'm gonna roll with it.
This may not work. Oh, really?
But I'm gonna go with it. I'm just gonna take Ohio State and Bama.
Don't say.
What gives you that idea?
Ohio State and
all
Bama.
the lights in Vegas, or
yeah, Ohio State and Bama. We're going with it.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Odds Couple. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back again next week with another slate of games in college football and in the Shield. Thank you, CJ, for Roser, for Lang, CJ, Kimball, Robbie, Jacob, behind the scenes. I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here on The Odds Couple. Tune in again next week. I'll be on the road next week.
Yeah.
Calling in on the show.
Hashtag free poo shiesty.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the theme this week. And good, great, not good. Also the theme on the show this
Bad
week.
games. Yeah.
Bad games. Bad week. Bad slate. Come on. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the games this weekend. Good luck on your bets, and we'll talk again next week on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.